I'm Shaken Gaming, and this video is about Errorcast Madness Tier 9, the new heroic, which is very hard. We've done a few guilds have now completed it, not many, just a few, including my own. And we do not know everything yet, and this is not a complete guide. This is more just like some advices for you to take and follow before you try this yourself. Here is with the new dwarfs and half pigs, which all are physical damage dealers, so they can do some damage to Solius at least when they get the chance to hit him. The boss's speeds on the first 3 stages, I haven't registered phase 4 speed, but the first 3 phases have a speed of 225 for the bosses, and their tenacity is 140, and their health is somewhere between 7.2 million and 7.4 million. This is the calculations of tenacity, and we can see that it was 120 before, and now it's up to 140, which require some better artifacts and better runes to be able to reliably land debuffs, remove buffs, and remove turn meter. If we go to the speed, let's move this one down. Again, I don't have everything yet. So the Errorcast speed is just an estimate by me, but the others should be okay, up to 225. And the combination of more speed and more tenacity and more health is quite a step upward. Here's the health if I remove this speed thingy. Health has gone up. Again, I don't have Errorcast health calculated, but the speed of the bosses in P1, 2, and 3 have gone up by around 3 million. So by quite a lot, making it take a lot longer to clear this. This is not a tier 9 teams and phases guide yet. This is my tier 8 guide infographic that I just quickly made some corrections on. So now it's tier 9. I would recommend so far not to try this unless you have 30 million total hero power in your guild. You might be able to pull it off with 29 or 28. I don't know for sure yet. Depends on which strategies we find that works. But I would recommend going up to 30 million guild total hero power before even trying this. If we go over the teams, phase 1 solo team, no, that's not solo anymore. You can do a lot of damage with it if you have very, very good artifacts, preferably the new potency artifacts with 4 or 5 stars on it. You need that 4 or 5 stars to ramp up the potency to even make it worth trying the turn meter reduction strategy, because otherwise it's not going to work for you. So don't consider this unless you have that on all these characters. Otherwise, just forget it. Then there's most of the other teams still work because phase 1 is physical damage. Phase 2 is go slow, hit hard, because Mega Wheel gets turn meter whenever he's hit. And phase 3 is magical damage. So the teams stay more or less the same. This is not the ideal setup, but these teams work. Nearly everything work on phase 2, which should be your lowest priority. Your top priority is phase 1 and 3 with as little of your roster as possible, and then finish phase 2 with whatever you got, and save those teams that can actually do phase 4. So nothing new here with humans. Pride, another pride variation, physical demons. I would recommend saving orcs for phase 4. Possibly, if you can wait with that. Phase 2, also this elf team also work very well on phase 1, which is harder, in my opinion, at the moment than phase 2. For phase 3, or phase 2, you will want the pandas, but preferably with Lake now as lead. Since the panda rework, he is a lot stronger. Substitute could be Uncle Ho. Not Shaolin. He's good on another team in phase 4. Phase 3, not soloable anymore. And this team is very, very hard to make, to get it to work. But this guy made me swapping him out with Venomate on this team and putting on the very best runes and the very best artifacts I had, and dumping a lot of Dracoins and gold into leveling up to getting 4-star potency artifacts on these, made me do 1.9 million on phase 3 with a lot of restarts to get the right RNG, possibly 25 restarts or something before I got it. But then they actually could do more than 1.9 million. So that's a big tip for you, because Hard Orc simply died in the end. I didn't have more health left that I could take from him. So this is a new team. There's probably one for phase 1 as well, but I haven't tested that thoroughly yet. And again, you need those very, very good artifacts, otherwise just forget it. Phase 3, that's just leftover scraps really. Phase 4, this you want to keep your goblins for phase 4. You can't get phase 4 without getting goblins in there, and preferably you want 1 or 2 of the multi-hit teams as well for each of your players in your guild. At least 2 teams, goblins and 1 of the multi-hit teams, to tear down those shields that Erica have. Otherwise, that's it for now, really. That's some recommendations, some info, some help that you can take and use. But very few guilds can do this so far, because how many have over 30 million THP? Is it 12 or 13 guilds, I think? Of course, this is just my recommendation, the 30 million, but I think it's around that number you need to do it. I will make a proper guide later. This is just what info I have now to help you at least try your first, or discourage you from trying and wasting your tickets. Because if you're just a bit below 30, I wouldn't try. I would save it for the tier 8 raid instead. That was it. And have a great Christmas.